Nickie Aiken.
Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker, and I am grateful to have the opportunity to place on record, on behalf of my constituency, the huge appreciation that we all share for the life and service of Her late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. I also place on record my condolences to His Majesty the King and to all the royal family, about which much has been already said in this place. I feel humbled to stand here today as Member of Parliament for the cities of London and Westminster, to represent a constituency with such rich links to Her Majesty's reign, starting with her birth in Bruton Street in Mayfair, to her funeral, which will be held in Westminster Abbey. The two cities was the vessel for which she ruled, advised and steered our nation. Indeed, the two cities is home to so many of the physical monuments of her reign. Of course, Buckingham Palace, which, as we've seen in the past 2 days, has become the epicentre of the nation's grief. The Mall, the nation's stage for the pomp and ceremony that binds us to our past and to our future. It has seen coronation processions, daily routes of the Queen's Guard, to the celebrations we saw back in the summer with the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. St James's Palace and Clarence House, where the Queen spent much of her youth and raised her young family before she took to the throne in 1952. And of course, Westminster Abbey and St Paul's Cathedral, the former of which is so pivotal to her life, from her marriage to her coronation, and now sadly to her funeral. And latter St Paul's Cathedral has also played an integral role in making her extraordinary reign, especially the services celebrating her silver, gold, diamond, and only a few months ago, her Platinum Jubilee, which I was honoured to attend. And of course, last night, the Cathedral led the first in many thanksgiving services to our late Sovereign. When thinking about my own thoughts about the Queen, I think of her role as the head of state. For me, one of her everlasting legacies will be how she brought together the Commonwealth nations, growing their union from 8 countries to 56 collective nations brought together under her stewardship. I often think how unappreciated Her Majesty's skills in diplomacy were. Just think about our world, how our world looked like at the beginning of her reign, and what it is now. And by sheer force of her character, she healed a deeply fractured world post-empire. She fostered a family of nations that bore no resemblance to the empire of the past, and was instead built on the values of friendship, freedom and peace. And looking at the two cities, I see the epitome of the Commonwealth's legacy in both people and values, and we have the late Queen to thank for that. Like everyone else, when we heard the news of the late Queen's passing, it all hit us personally because she had been such a constant throughout our lives, and we have all shared in the celebrations of her life. One of my first memories of the Queen was the Silver Jubilee in 1977, and as a brownie receiving the 25p silver coin, and I recall the excitement of receiving that gift. And then moving to the Golden Jubilee, when my own daughter Georgia, then aged 8, was invited to present Her Majesty with a bouquet of flowers when she visited Fortnum and Mason's in Piccadilly on her first stop on her Diamond Jubilee tour. For me, the Queen had a unique ability to tap into the hearts of every single person, and I think a lot of that was because of her characteristic sense of humour and sense of fun, which cut through people of all ages and all backgrounds. In fact, I remember sitting on the sofa with my son Harry watching the opening of the Olympics in 2012, and the joy on his face of seeing the Queen jump out of a helicopter with James Bond, and he still, I think, believes it happened to this day. I felt a similar feeling for the new generation of children as we saw her share tea with Paddington Bear this summer. And it is comforting to me that she placed such a premium on our future generations, especially now as we look to the next generation of the Crown in King Charles III. Indeed, I was moved to see the new King and the Queen Consort walk into Buckingham Palace as monarch and Queen for the first time. And Madam Deputy Speaker, as a new chapter in our history begins, the two cities now prepare for another landmark in the Crown's passage through history, the funeral of Elizabeth the Great and the coronation of King Charles III in Westminster Abbey. For that I say, God bless the Queen, and long live the King.
Yeah.